We are representing Norway, and we were given the task, how has the climate change affected people? This is a huge task, and we have therefore chosen to narrow it down to Bergen and its inhabitants. Bergen is our hometown, and it is located on the west coast of Norway. Having a coast, Bergen has always been an important trading city for Norway. It is therefore the previous capital of Norway and now the second largest city. Even though Bergen is the second largest city in Norway, it is almost 3 times smaller than Bucharest. Bergen is often called the city of the 7 mountains. This is because it is surrounded by 7 beautiful city mountains. Norway is a modern and rich country, and we are therefore obligated to do our best to stop the climate change. Our country and our city has taken several measures to reduce pollution. An important action that has been taken in Bergen is the shared transportation system. The railroad system in Bergen is called the Bybane. It was made in 2010. It goes all the way from the airport to the city center in about 50 minutes. It runs on electricity and has therefore no pollution, and it can run completely on, for example, hydroelectricity. The Bybane has its own tracks and move faster than, for example, street tracks. This railroad system is funded by the people of Bergen through bompenger.
Road tolls. Road tolls is a fee paid by a driver whenever they drive past a certain place. By paying road tolls, you finance the building of new infrastructure or the improvement of old infrastructure, such as roads. Many people dislike road tolls, and one of the political parties in Bergen has less road tolls as their most important case. Road tolls affect the poorest people the most, like the people that must drive their children to practice or the people that must drive through the road tolls on their way to work. Road tolls help in regulating the traffic. The fee is more expensive at specific periods of the day, which makes people want to use the public transport, such as buses and the Bybane, more often. The road tolls are reduced if you drive an electric car, which has increased the number of electric cars in Norway.
An electric car runs on electricity. Electric cars function by plugging into a charge point and taking electricity from the grid. They store the electricity in rechargeable batteries that power an electric motor which turns the wheels. Electric cars accelerate faster than vehicles with traditional fuel engines, so they feel lighter to drive. There are 200,000 electric cars driven by Norwegians. This is mostly because of the politics in Norway. Norway has committed to reduce the emission of gases with 40% of the amount in 1990, within 2030. This is a great reason to take use of the electric cars. They are friendly for the environment, but most importantly, an advantage for those who drive electric cars. The owners of these cars pay less in road tolls, which is a great reason for the big increase of the electric cars. Electric cars are also allowed to drive on bus and taxi lanes, which leads to less traffic.
Flight and meat shame is a huge trend in Norway nowadays. Flight shame first came in Sweden and is a word that describes the current negativity aimed at those who choose to fly, due to the negative prospects of flying, such as pollution. The people that stand with flight shame often refers to trains as a better traveling option. This way of thinking may cause a problem for the Norwegian population, since many people have a job that requires a lot of traveling, both within and over the country borders. If flight shame would stop them from traveling, this would be a huge obstacle and make it difficult for them to do their job well and efficiently. it will make their daily life much more problematic. Since many Norwegians want to convert from planes to trains, they choose to eat less meat to help reduce their emissions. There is a lot of different reasons for why people decide to eat less meat, but one of them is kjøttskam, shame of eating meat. There are people in Norway that mean that you should feel shame for eating meat, due to how the animals are treated at the farm, but most importantly, the huge emissions that the meat industry releases into the atmosphere. As the climate continues to develop for the worse, people will start to feel more shame and feel like they are horrible individuals for not doing more for the environment.
Pant. In Norway, we have something called pant. Pant is a way to reuse plastic and a great way of recycling. Pant involves paying a little extra for the bottle, but getting this money in return when you give the bottle back. So it's kind of like borrowing the plastic. When you pant the bottle gets reused, either as new plastic bottles or as other plastic objects, such as furniture. We, the Norwegians, pant over 1 billion bottles and cans a year. Pant saves energy, resources, money, and the environment.
So, how does climate change affect the people of Bergen? We believe that it has made us think more about what we do and the decisions we make. Climate change has opened our eyes about how we can change the world for the better, through means such as pant, public transport, and driving electric cars. It has also made us realize that we need to change the way we eat and travel. However, should we stop flying and eating meat altogether? Climate change is a serious matter affecting all of us, and it will have a big impact in our lives in the future.